Hey, cuties, I'm Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the Bold and the Beautiful edition. Today is Wednesday, October the 26th, 2022. Let's just jump right into this on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to give it a 7. It was solid. We start off with Brooke and Liam. Listen, they are setting this up. Oh, child, I said I didn't want to see it, and I still don't want to see it, but they are definitely setting this up, especially knowing the fact that, because y'all said, yeah, you heard right. Now I remember he was saying something about Beth spending the night over there, but I didn't know he meant Brooke. I mean, Hope did too. So y'all corrected me and said, yeah, you heard it right. He said that Hope, Beth, Liam, and Douglas all spend the night over at Eric's house, and Liam is at the cabin by himself. I said, now, Liam, you're going to have to get some kind of backbone. You cannot let this happen. Like, you need to, you need to tell what's going, like, you need to sit down with Hope and tell her this is not happening. It will not continue to happen. But if it's not about me, what do you say? Next case. So then we see Brooke and Liam are just continuing to talk, and he tells her he doesn't trust Thomas, and he doesn't like the way Hope is starting to act around Thomas now, because she has always had her guard up, but she's relaxing a little bit, and the way she interacts with him, and she's just getting a little too comfortable, and she's getting a little too trustworthy of Thomas. And you know how you go from being friends with someone, and then the next thing you know, that's like your best friend. That's how he feels about Hope with Thomas. Like she went from having her guard up to now she's let her guard down, and she trusts him completely. She gonna regret it, but we're gonna see about that later, Liam. And then so he asked her about how she's doing with Ridge and everything. And she says, oh, it's just hard. She can't believe that he left her. And she said, but it didn't help with Steffi, Taylor, and Thomas all in his ear. It was 3 people in his ear all the time. I said, but at the end of the day, Ridge is a grown man. If he wanted to be with you, he could have been with you. They've been in his ear. So Thomas is like, you still don't know what's going on. She said there was something, the reason that made him go to Taylor. Because even Brooke, no, he ain't just leaving this right here. Brooke said he's not just leaving this right here without a reason. I mean, so I'm sorry to you, Taylor, but everybody knows it's me. And I said, well, y'all okay, Brooke? She ain't say all that. Y'all know I'm paraphrasing. But anyways, so she said that she's concerned about Hope as well, because if they were able to do that to her marriage, then the next person would be Hope, and they try to break up y'all marriage. So she tells Liam, if your marriage is fragile in any kind of way, fix it so that what happened to me does not happen to you. I said, baby, it is too late. Because we go over here, and I said, Thomas, why you don't ever have any clothes on? We go over here, and Thomas is all naked in the office talking about, oh, I went biking and I changed. They don't have bathrooms. Like, stop it. You, Lord have mercy. But anyways, Paris and Hope come in, and Paris was like, ooh, la la. And Hope is like, Thomas, what? And he says, I rode my bike to work, and I just wanted to change in the office. I thought I had locked the door. Now, you knew you ain't locked that door, but he might have thought he locked the door. But you can't never tell with Thomas. And so he leaving out though. So Thomas and Paris and Hope are leaving out. I said, Hope, leave. Why are you still standing back staring? Bye, ma'am. Oh, she get on my nerves. So then Thomas comes in. He's still getting dressed. Steffi comes in, and he said, came back for more. Yeah, okay. Now, you knew the door wasn't unlocked. It was locked, unlocked that time. And Steffi said, what's going on? Why are you always half naked in the office? Exactly. And so anyways, they just talk about how happy they are about their parents being back together. And Taylor says everything worked out the way it's supposed to. So it's all great. And Thomas starts thinking about how he was the one who called CPS on himself. I said, boy, you might as well stop thinking about it, because you sleep good at night. So she says Steffi said, so I wanted to ask you a question. He was like, what? What's going on between you and Hope? Like, because she told him, let's find you somebody. Everybody's happy. I have Finn. My mom and dad are back together. Let's find you somebody. He said, no, I'm good. And she said, well, what's going on with you and Hope? Y'all, he's like, we're working together. And she was like, is that it? And, Thomas tried to blow it off or whatever, but everybody can see that. Everybody knows he still wants Hope. So then we see Paris and Hope are in the office and they're talking, right? So while they're talking, Paris, oh my gosh, Thomas. I know you're married, Hope, but you can't tell me you didn't like what you was seeing, girl. Come on. Milk does it, but she ain't say all that, Nikki. She ain't say all that. That's what I heard, though. But anyways, Paris is just like, he looks good. Are you going to tell me you don't think Thomas is hot? And Hope is like, Paris, I'm married. And she says, you married? You're not dead, girl. That man is fine. You can't tell me you don't think that. And she said, okay, let's just focus on work, though. And she says, so you don't think he's hot? And she said, Thomas is hot, but no one is hotter than my husband to me. And I said, why you tell this messy girl this? But anyway, she went ahead and told her so she could get off her back and said, now focus on work. So then we see Hope goes in and she was looking for Thomas, but she sees Steffi and they're sitting down and they have a meeting or whatever. And they're going over everything that's happened as far as for Hope's, what is it called? Hope Foundation. It's Hope's line of hope for the future. Hope for the future, I think it's called. But anyway, this is her line. And so they're going over, they're going to interviews. They're going to get Thomas to do interviews since he was the lead designer. And everything is sounding good. So Hope about to leave, and Steffi says, I just wanted to ask you a question. And I said, bitch, what? Sorry. Yeah. Y'all know I try not to cuss on this. Sorry. I said, ma'am, what? What is it? And she said, how do you feel about Thomas? What's your relationship with Thomas? I said, what does that have to do with you? Here we go. And she says, Thomas and I co-parent and he's a great designer. And she says, but I feel like y'all worked really close hours. She said, yeah, because, it's a lot of work getting this collection together. And she said, yeah, but I'm just wondering, is there anything more to it or whatever? And Hope is just like, there's nothing more. They just co-parent and they're getting the line together. And that's it. Like, they see each other because of Douglas and they work together, and that's it. But I say, Hope, tell yourself that. So then we go to Missy Paris, and she come over here, and she Thomas comes in because he was looking for Hope. And so she says, I just want you to know, you've been working out and it shows. And it was like, oh, you stop saying that. You just try to make me blush, because she was just going on and on about how hot he was. I was like, Paris, your company deals with models. Why are you acting like this is the first man you've seen? And baby, Thomas is... You've been with Carter. I'm sorry. Carter has a nice body too. Like, and you just going on and on about Thomas. Like, okay. So then she said, you have a couple of admirers. And he heard that plural. And he said, what you mean by that? She said, I shouldn't have said anything. But no, you already have said something. You blue-haired girl getting Hope in trouble. And so she talking about, I shouldn't have said something, but Hope thinks you're hot too. And he said, what? Tell me exactly what she said. That's how I heard him say it. He wanted to know exactly what she had said and tell him word for word, and don't you skip a word. And so she go on and tell him everything. And I said, get your butt out of this office. The ugly shoes you got on. I don't know why I'm so hard on Paris. I guess I'm hard on her because whenever they bring her on, she's just so messy. That's it. She's just so messy. Like, that's why I kind of don't feel bad. I felt bad, but I don't really feel bad about how she got deal with Carter and Quinn, because she knew that man was in love with Quinn, and she darn near blackmailed him to be with her. You got a choice, me or Quinn. I'm gonna go to Eric. Like, girl, that's why your feelings got hurt. But anyways, let's move on, Nikki. So then we see what was it? Oh, so then she untold him all this tea. So then Hope comes in trying to talk to Thomas, and he's like, I do these designs because she said you want to look at these designs that I've done like a final piece, like the statement piece or whatever. And she was like, oh my gosh, it's so good. And he was like, yeah, you like it? And she was like, yeah, you've really dug in and been creative. You're one of the best designers. He was like, because it's working for you, you're so great to work for. And then he starts saying, and I think about you when I'm creating it, how the fabric is going to caress your body, where it's going to hit. I said, inappropriate. What is going on here? And then Hope is looking at him like, what the heck? And then he says, do you think about my body? Huh? You think about my body anytime? And she said, what? And then she said, oh my God, you've been talking to Paris. She knew it. And he was like, don't be embarrassed. I'm flattered. And I said, oh, get off my screen. Y'all makes me sick. You makes me sick. I don't know, y'all. It was an all right episode. Like, it was just messy. Paris is just so darn messy. Just so messy. And poor Brooke. Brooke, move on. But y'all know, the daddy, I guess Brooke's dad is supposed to be coming back in, right? Patrick Duffy. Is it, if it's Duffy? I believe so. Anyways, he's supposed to be coming back to the show, so I can't wait to see how all this goes. Maybe he can because wasn't he with Taylor? Maybe he can console Taylor when Ridge go running back to Brooke. I don't know. Don't mess with the microphone, mama. Anyways, that was a bold and a beautiful day, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, remember that I will be going live on Friday. Excuse me, ma'am. I will be going live on Friday, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. If you want to, please be sure to join me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.